I've been fully
Sorry
locked
about
in.
that.
My mental's been good. Everything's been different when it comes to that aspect.
Facts. Well, Gib, listen, I know you're having some connection issues, but I wanna
What
jump
did I
in
miss?
here in a
What did I
second,
miss?
but not much. I was just asking Austin what would be different this second time around, and you know, we were talking about how he said you got lucky that first time, man. What do you feel when you hear the man say you got lucky after dropping him like you did?
Got lucky. Well, he had a good game plan for a 2-round fight, but when it came to 6 rounds, everything. You know what? When we had our last face-to-face, Mcbroom thought that I was fibbing. He thought I was lying. I told him about the pressure. I told him about the power. He thought they were lies. So I showed him the truth. Right hand, left hand, mink, mink. Dropped him. Took him out. He didn't believe it. He didn't believe it. So we've been training hard ever since our last fight. I've become a whole different new fighter, whole dangerous more fighter. And we're going to take him out again. We're taking him out, and we're going to come and win the tournament. That is the goal. That is the plan.
Austin, you hear him. He's confident from that last fight, man. He knows that he had your number that last time. Do you think there's any level of overconfidence on his end, and maybe you just didn't get to show what you wanted there?
No, I think he has every right to be confident. I mean, I feel like anybody that, you know, won in the style that he won should have confidence. But also, you know, I just hope he knows that this time around he'll get 100% of me. And so he'll see a different fighter. And I know it's hard to say, you know, from his side, but, you know, those first 2 rounds, even though I was ill, I made it look easy. It really did look easy, and it should have been like that throughout the whole fight, but he got the best of me, and it'll be different this time around.
Gib, the man saying he was making it look easy when he was fresh. Despite the illness, he was up early.
Don't get me wrong, yeah? The problem with the last fight with Mcbroom is that he was overlooking me. He was looking at imaginary fights ahead of time. I'm definitely not overlooking Mcbroom. This matchup right now is the 2 most dangerous fighters in the whole tournament. Shame for Mcbroom is he's the second and I'm the first. So that's what's happening. And I'm going to take him out again. So that's the goal.
Now, Gib, you had so much success in the first fight. I asked Austin what he would change in the second fight. Does the game plan even change for you? Or you just kind of do what you do? You kind of get the read on Austin at this point. You know what he brings. Is there much that changes here?
Am I a perfect fighter? Far from it. We're working every day to improve and be a better fighter every day. Every day. We've been grinding in the gym, sparring the amateurs. The life still remains the same. I'm still living the life of a fighter. And the problem, and the more it advances, the more of the life I've adapted, and I'm becoming more conditioned to it, and I'm falling in love with it even more, eager for the harder days. So we've progressed so much from my first pro camp to how it is now, because it's honestly just a way of life right now. And it just keeps advancing and advancing and advancing. So everything's just improving every camp. So I'm really excited with this camp. It's probably been my best camp ever. So I'm excited with this, man. I'm very excited.
Austin, I'm down in Puerto Rico for a reason. I did some stuff with the PFL and Jake Paul yesterday. I brought this fight up to him. I want you both to hear what he had to say. Basically, he's picking Austin this time around, and he thinks that Austin's athleticism, and he even mentioned, Austin, you going away for a bit and really locking in. I said he knows you pretty well, and he thought that would be something that would make the difference. Gib, it's a former opponent of yours picking Austin. What do you say to that, my man?
It's his opinion. He's entitled to it. These are the exact same things that people told me last time. He's athletic. He's a D1 athlete. He's got all these good attributes. He picks up the sports quickly. But there's just something that I have that Mcbroom doesn't have. It's the determination, and I outperformed the athlete in the last fight. Of course, he's going to have that fire in his eyes now, right? He's experienced a loss. I experienced that years ago. I've had that fire since. It's been driving me since. So I know what type of mindset that opponent has. I know he's going to put in the work. I know he's going to try and outperform his last performance. But I've been living in that fire for a long time. So I'm ready to do what I have to do and take him out.
Austin, you started smiling there, man. You started smiling as he's answering. What do you got on your mind, man?
Nah. I just like I've always been a fan of of Gibbs' fire and his energy and what he brings. And I honestly want to thank him for giving me the motivation this time around to really give him my all. Like I said, first time around, my focus really wasn't on, me training 100%. I had a lot going on. Like I said, I was trying to run a business at the same time. And if anybody knows that, that's a lot on your plate. So the fact that it's not my promotion this time, I get to really strictly focus on training, keeping healthy, my mental. If anybody knows me, like Jake said, I'm coming back with vengeance, man. I'm locked in. As you guys all probably seen, you probably thought going into this when me and Gib got announced that we were gonna have a bunch of beef and a whole bunch of shit talk and a whole bunch of drama. It's strictly business, and I'm coming to show that April 22nd.
I can feel that, man. I can feel it. You guys don't have a lot of, at least, animosity on the surface. You just know this is going to be probably the toughest fight that either of you have ever been in. And the rematches are always different. They always are. So with that being said, Austin, how do you see this rematch going? Where do you, obviously without giving up too much game plan, where do you capitalize? And is it more just following through on what you started the last fight?
Yeah, but this time around, I've learned so much more, man, when it comes to boxing. It's a lot of mental, man, and just being patient in there and just relaxing. I think for all of us fighters that are new to the sport, it's hard to be relaxed in there. It's not normal to get punched on. So this time around, man, I'm going to be so much more poised, so much more relaxed.
Gibbs, same question, man. You come into this rematch, you know it's going to be different. You know Austin's going to be there. He's going to be throwing hammers. How does this fight go? Do you put him away again? Is it early? Is it late? What are we saying?
I'm going to remind him of the same dangers of the last fight, and he's getting knocked out, man. That is the plan. I'm knocking Austin Mcbroom out.
Just like that. Austin, do you think for this fight you have to knock Gib out to get that one back? Would you be satisfied with just a decision win, or do you think that this is more now, I got to go and put this man down?
They say as boxers, don't try to go for the knockout. If it happens, it happens. And I believe that he can potentially run into something just like he did last time. So it's going to be fireworks.
I ran into something. I ran into something. You ran into something.
It's going to be fireworks.
You came forward and you came into it. That's crazy.
Gib, he's saying you're running into shots. You're stumbling in. What do you got to say, man?
No, man. It didn't work out last time. He said this last time and it didn't work.
Well, listen, that's what makes rematches so interesting. And I think even we got a little bit of kind of the vibe of your guys' rematch as soon as you faced off the second time, right? It all came flooding back where Austin said you got lucky. You're lucky I was sick. I'm going to put those beats on you this time. And Gib, you were saying you're putting him in the hospital. NIH is going to take care of him, like the whole thing, right? I think this time around, you both know what's on the line. And I think we all that are watching this understand that the winner of this one, I think, has a pretty good shot at a road to the finals here. The loser, on the other hand, it's going to be a tough road back. Does that come into your mind at all when going into this rematch? Austin, I'll start with you. The momentum and the moment behind what's about to happen, because potentially this could have been a finals rematch. We all thought maybe we'll see this in the finals, but this being the first round, does it up that pressure even more?
Honestly, I haven't even thought about anybody else besides Gib. Obviously, I got to handle what's in front of me first, and then I can worry about the rest of the card. But I do believe the winner of this matchup should win the whole thing. They should. So again, like I said, I'm ready for April 22nd. That's all I'm looking forward to.
Gib, the tournament that we all are about to watch, it's been built around your name. The people are watching for Aneson Gib and Austin in the rematch. Yes, others that are across the world are bringing in those eyes that aren't necessarily on the YouTube boxing scene, but we know this tournament as the Big Givers Run. Is that adding any pressure to you here in this first round, knowing it's Austin Mcbroom, knowing you have to get that one back and then potentially keep going?
Listen, I'll be honest with you. Fuck all that noise. I am focusing on the game plan. I'm focusing on the opponents ahead of me. Who cares if people are talking this type of things? I'm just focused on boxing. So when you say does it add extra pressure, I'm just thinking about the fight ahead, the bracket next to me, and the bracket on the other side and who's coming to the final. This is what I'm focusing on. So yeah, that question is, I haven't been paying attention to that. It's the least of my worries.
Let's talk about one of your worries. I asked Austin this, and I want to ask you the same thing.
Yeah.
Austin said you run into punches.
Okay.
What does Austin do that you're going to take advantage of? Do you think that he's going to have any of those same tells from the first fight? Is it the overthrowing? Is it maybe something on defense you're seeing without giving up too much?
Let me correct, because I didn't mean that he ran to a punch. I meant that I dropped him.
Okay.
But I said I believe that he has the potential of running into something April 22nd because of how poised and how relaxed that I will be.
You're hearing that, Gib. You're hearing poised, relaxed. You're hearing calm, collect, more boxing. This might be a different fighter in front of you. Are you prepared for more?
Cool. I'll answer your first question first. Yeah. You said, what do I expect of Mcbroom? What I expect from the last fight, that is the worst Austin. Cool. He has to improve, bro. He has to improve. Like he said, whatever his reasonings are, he's putting a lot of pressure on himself, so he has to outperform that one by leaps and bounds. So I'm expecting the worst Austin. And what was the second part where you corrected me about something? What did you say?
Well, Austin was saying he didn't mean that you ran into punches the first time. He just dropped you that time. And I asked, will it be more difficult?
That he was going to be calm and poised. I got you. That he's going to be calm and poised. We know when I'm in front of him and I'm adding that pressure and he feels that power, that poisedness and calmness is going. He'll start hearing the ambulance sirens on the sidelines, and things will start remembering. He'll start remembering what happened to him September 10th on Social Gloves.
Austin, when Gib talks about that power, I do want to ask, how hard does my man hit? Gib put you down a couple times. Does he crack?
To be honest, when you get knocked down, you really don't feel shit. I mean, I'm sure Gib can relate to that, because he act like he didn't get knocked down in the first 30 seconds.
Come on, Flash knockdown. Flash knockdown. Mom, I was sitting on mine.
If anybody watched the fight, every time I got knocked down, I was getting right the fuck back up. Even though I was ill, I still got the fuck back up. And everyone was praising me for how much heart that I had. And so, to be honest, I really don't know what his punches feel like. You just get knocked down, and then you just get back up. It's not really something you can feel. But I honestly, because of how ill I was, I felt like anybody could have hit me that night, and it would have been the same result. But like I said,
if we're going to talk about this ill thing a lot, all right, let's talk about it. We got to talk about it. You brought it up like 6 times. I tried to allow it a few times. So what, did you risk everyone's life in the stadium? Did you risk Jack Reese's life if you had COVID?
Did I risk people's lives?
Could you a COVID hazard? Did you risk people's lives? A stadium full of people?
If you watch my video,
you did?
and I'm sure you did, I realized I had COVID after the fight when they tested me for COVID.
But you knew what? So when you did the liquid IV, you didn't know you were ill. You were just doing that for the performance enhancing. I knew I was ill. And that's why I took the IV, because I was ill. So you took it and you cheated.
Hey, if I did not take the IV that night, we would have postponed that shit. We'd probably be fighting right now.
So you broke the rules. You broke the rules.
Yeah, I broke the rules and you cheated. I snuck an IV in order to fight you. Yeah.
My goodness, the California State Commission are gonna have a field day.
If the commission, it's funny because the whole time in the locker room,
you just cheated.
The whole time in the locker room, Wade, the commission, they were questioning me. They were asking me every 5 seconds if I was okay, because they knew how sick I was. I was throwing up in the shower. I was drinking electrolytes. Like, they were literally saying, like, are you good? And I was making up excuses because there was no way that I wasn't going to be able to fight this dude that night. Like, if I didn't fight, we all know, both of us know, 3 of us know on this camera, it would have been way worse for me. People would have made up shit. It would have been a lot of drama. And so I rolled the dice. And I didn't have to do it, but I rolled the dice because it was going to be what it was going to be. And I honestly feel like the man above blessed me because I needed to go through that. And now that I got this opportunity again, it's a whole different Austin Mcbroom, I told you, even as a person. So, again, I thank Gib for doing what happened, because now I have vengeance now. Now I have fire in me. Before, I didn't have much fire. There was no fire. It was just like, oh, here's another opponent. I've only been boxing for a year. Like, you know what I mean? Now it's like, I got something to, like, live up to now.
Gib, you're hearing that. He said this time around he's blessed from a man above. You put a whole new animal, a whole new beast into Austin Mcbroom. You're hearing all that, man. It's a different fight coming to you, he's thinking.
You know, he'd say he's got this fire. I'm ready to extinguish that because when he faces me again, he knows that problem.
I want to ask you the same thing, Gib, that I asked Austin just a second ago. And we'll get you guys out just here in a second. Austin said he don't feel your punches. He didn't feel nothing. What about with you? When Austin put you down, what did that feel like, man? Is Austin cracked? Did you hit hard? Something you got to watch? Or is that just something where you got caught in the wrong place, wrong time?
I'm going to repeat my answer, basically what I said earlier. As a competitor, I still respect him. I'm not overlooking Mcbroom. But it's still going down the same way. He's getting knocked out and seriously hurt. I don't know if he can even fight in the second round. That's what I'm thinking about. I said, what's he going to do for the second round after he faces me? Because if he had that first fight, how's he going to make it to the second one?
Gib, you saying you're going to finish in the first round?
In the first round of the tournament, yes.
No, oh.
What about the
first round? I think you said the first round of the fight. Okay.
First round of the tournament, yes.
Gotcha. You see yourself getting it done early in this fight, though, or is it's just whenever it happens, it happens?
Depends how available Mcbroom is. If he gets available round 1, he's out. Can he make it to round 6? Then likely last time, he'll be out.
Okay. Hey, listen, fellas, I want to get one final statement for you before we head out. Austin, the people that are watching here, the people at home, people that are going to be there live in person on April 22nd, talk to them. Tell them what you're bringing to this fight, man.
Man, I first want to say, everybody who's tuning in right now, we really appreciate your love and support. This is going to be my second time in London. I have a lot of supporters out there, so everyone, make sure you tune in, come through. I'm going to need that support. My family's going to be staying back. I have obviously my team out there, but it's a long trip for my family to go out there, so I'll be out there kind of solo. So I'm going to need that love and support. April 22nd, not going to want to miss it. It's going to be fireworks. We're going to put on a hell of a show.
Gib, I see you there with the stank face, man. You're focused. I can tell. You're ready, man. Talk to the people. What are they getting on April 22nd from the Big Giver?
We're locked in, man. 14 days away. Finishing up camp, and we're here to smoke Mcbroom, man. Go get your tickets. April 22nd, beginning of the Kingpyn tournament, and inshallah, Kingpyn winner.
Appreciate you, fellas. Listen, I'm going to hang out here in the chat. We're going to get some other guests up, but I appreciate your guys' time, man. Y'all are scaring me with these intense looks. I'm going to let y'all go before someone gets hurt here in the IG Live, man. I'm going to let y'all get out of here.
Appreciate you, Wade. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, bro.
Have a good one. See you in 2 weeks, Mcbroom.
Ooh.
See you, my man.
Woo!